fool some of the people some of the time, he applied for and secured a series of private tutorships. Having saved a little money at this dreadful trade, Ash came to London and tried newspaper work. After 2 years of moderate success, he got in touch with the Mammoth Publishing Company. The Mammoth Publishing Company, which controls several important newspapers, a few weekly journals, and a number of other things, does not disdain the pennies of the office boy and the junior clerk. One of its many profitable ventures is a series of paper-covered tales of crime and adventure. It was here that Ash found his niche. Those Adventures of Gridley Quayle Investigator, which are so popular with a certain section of the reading public, were his work. Until the advent of Ash and Mr. Quayle, the British Pluck Library had been written by many hands, and it included the adventures of many heroes. But in Gridley Quayle, the proprietors held that the ideal had been reached, and Ash received a commission to conduct the entire British Pluck Library monthly himself. On the meagre salary paid him for these labours, he'd been supporting himself ever since. That was how Ash came to be in Arundel Street, Leicester Square, on this May morning. He was a tall, well-built, fit-looking young man with a clear eye and a strong chin, and he was dressed, as he closed the front door behind him, in a sweater, flannel trousers, and rubber-soled gymnasium shoes. In one hand he bore a pair of Indian clubs, in the other a skipping rope. Having drawn in and expelled the morning air in a measured and solemn fashion, which the initiated observer would have recognized as that scientific deep breathing which is so popular nowadays, he laid down his clubs, adjusted his rope, and began to skip. When one considers how keenly London, like all large cities, resents physical exercise, unless taken with some practical and immediate utilitarian object in view, this young man's calm as he did this peculiar thing was amazing. The rules governing exercise in London are clearly defined. You may run if you're running after a hat or an omnibus. You may jump if you do so with the idea of avoiding a taxicab or because you've stepped on a banana skin. But if you run because you wish to develop your lungs, or jump because jumping is good for the liver, London punishes you with its mockery. It rallies round and points the finger of scorn. Yet this morning, Arundel Street bore the spectacle absolutely unmoved. Due west, the proprietor of the Hotel Previtali leant against his hostelry, his mind an obvious blank. Due north, the proprietor of the Hotel Mathis propped up his caravanserai, manifestly thinking of nothing. In various windows of the two hotels, the upper portions of employees appeared, and not a single employee ceased his task for a moment to fling a jibe. Even the little children who infested the court forbore to scoff, and the customary cat, rubbing itself against the railings, rubbed down without a glance. The whole thing affords a remarkable object lesson of what a young man can achieve with patience and perseverance. When he had taken the second-floor front of number 7A 3 months before, Ash Marson had realized that he must forget those morning exercises which had become a second nature to him, or else defy London's unwritten law and brave London's mockery. He had not hesitated long. Physical fitness was his gospel. On the subject of exercise, he was confessedly a crank. He decided to defy London. The first time he appeared in Arundel Street in his sweater and flannels, he had barely whirled his Indian clubs once round his head before he had attracted the following audience. A. 2 cabmen, 1 intoxicated. B. 4 waiters from the Hotel Mathis. C. 6 waiters from the Hotel Previtali. D. 6 chambermaids from the Hotel Mathis. E. 5 chambermaids from the Hotel Previtali. F. the proprietor of the Hotel Mathis. G. the proprietor of the Hotel Previtali. H. a street cleaner. I. 11 nondescript loafers. J. 27 children. K. a cat. They all laughed, even the cat, and kept on laughing. The intoxicated cabman called Ash Bill Bailey, and Ash kept on swinging his clubs. A month later, such is the magic